track to do this. Because then it's like no risk. It's all flat. Even if you roll, you're fine.
If you just floor your car, you don't fishtail.
I don't know what, like...
My car fishtails like a motherfucker.
So I do a thing where I press it in firmly, but like it's fast, but it's like firm. I don't do like a
Anonymous
jam
just
step.
tipped $5. Nick, he will never understand this physics you speak of. He only studied chaos theory. This is going over his head.
Wait, this is oh, fuck.
Dude, one time I was going like 50 and I jammed the fucking accelerator to the floor.
Slippy just tipped $20. Nick, some asshole told him a hurricane is for tall people and it's for people underfoot. Please let him sit in the Porsche.
No. The dealer never said it's for tall people. He said it's more comfortable than the Aventador, which I agree. I've driven an Aventador. It's very uncomfortable compared to the Huracan. But the only issue I have with the Huracan is that my head is taller than the windshield. So I look like a fucking... I don't know, I look like a fucking...
Get a bathroom somewhere.
I look...
it's... Oh, okay, well, there we go.
I look fucking weird when I'm sitting in the car.
Hello? We are. We're also waiting for one of our friends. Okay, perfect. Do you have a bathroom I could use? I was going to go find a bathroom first, but do y'all have one I could use? Okay, perfect. Well, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just wait then. How are we going to... This is like... We have a Jewish friend. He wants to learn more.
This is just this guy's house.
I know. But,
It's funny.
Alright, let me go use the... I guess here, you can just sit here, and I'll go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Let me take you to the track thing. One day, you'll get it. And then you won't kill yourself.
Yeah, my head's taller than the windshield. I look like Mr. Bean. That's when I look like Mr. Bean. If you see me driving it, I look like I'm driving a fucking Hot Wheel car. Like I have to wear glasses when I drive the car because the wind is just in my face. I don't even look through the windshield when I drive the car. I'm looking over the windshield. Yeah, no, I can't drive my car for shit, dude. It's so scary because it's just so much acceleration from the back. It fishtails so easily, even with traction control. So I drive it slow. I'm the slowest driver in the road. Action Man's on his way. He's in the RV driving here. I bought a car I can't drive. Well, I know. That's fine. I like to just cruise. I go like 40 miles an hour. I just cruise. I don't need to go fast. It's just a lot of power, you know. It's scary.
Anonymous just tipped $5. Somehow TAEMIN got a ride from an old man, but ended up back at the Dairy Queen. He isn't even trying ice. He is just sitting on the curb looking dumb.
Why did Tazo ditch TAEMIN? I mean, when we drive back to Austin, I mean, TAEMIN can come with us, but I think his flight is... it's already too late. He's fucked. He's gonna miss his flight. I mean, I don't know what time his flight is, but his flight's today, and they don't... What, the latest flight to Korea is probably like fucking, like midnight or something, and we're 7 hours away from Austin, so... He's already fucked. Like, he's not making his flight. Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, well then he's got plenty of time. We're either going to drive back to Austin tonight at like, I don't know, fucking midnight or something, or tomorrow morning. Probably going to just do it tonight. Like, I'll stream, and then after the stream, we'll probably just drive back, I don't know, fucking midnight, 1 a.m., I don't know. So, I mean, we can just take TAEMIN back when we do that. Or should I just leave TAEMIN in Marfa? I mean, he can get back. They have buses. Bro, they have an Amtrak station in Marfa. He can just take the train. He can take a bus. Like, there's plenty of ways to get to Austin. He doesn't really need us. Like, we should have ditched him in Terralinga, because then there's no buses, there's no trains. That he would have been actually fucked in Terralinga.
DJ Pans just tipped $5. Tazo is mad because he has been paying for Airbnbs, gas, and food for TAEMIN, and TAEMIN refuses to pay him back anything.
We're live streaming is what we're doing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hello, sir.
Boy, is that not pretty. Rolls Royce.
You want to, or actually...
You look
Yeah, that's okay. I can see.
You look like you'd be a captain on a boat or something.
Well, I was a Coast Guard pilot at one time.
There we go.
So you're very good. I like this guy right here. No, I would love for your friends to come here and have y'all in that museum. This is the only museum in the entire world that tells the story. Nobody even knows this ever happened.
Is it also your house?
No.
It looks like a house.
Well, I moved here 11 years ago, and there was a 300 square foot place right here. A guy was a metal artist, and he had a little bedroom, a little bathroom, and that's all. My wife wanted to come live here, so I told her, well, we lived in Victoria.
Oh,
And
Texas?
that's it. Yes.
I'm from there.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait a minute. When did you go to school there?
I mean, I went there through like middle school, like elementary school, middle school. Yeah, and then we moved to Houston when I was in high school.
And where'd you go to school in high school?
Memorial.
Golly.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a Houston gal. Spent 6 years in India, but she moved back.
Oh, in India. I've been there.
Was way up here.
I've been to India.
Yeah. Whoa, she loves India. I've never been there. But anyway, so we sold our house. We had a very nice house on Pill Alley, right behind the college. It's all doctors. So we bought it. I mean, we sold it. And I came down here. No one would build me a house. The city ends right here.
Okay.
And nobody. They all knew my daddy. My dad was very, very popular here at one time. But they wouldn't. The new people here wouldn't do it. So finally, two kids that went to school with me, they came out and laid the foundation here, and I had they put big old steel beams in the ground, and I wanted them concrete down there. I built this house on beams. But anyway, from there I built the whole house with these two hands. And I love my house, and I built the museum after that.
You built this house?
Well, not that end of it, but all this I did. It's about, I don't know, about 3,600 square feet maybe.
Oh,
So
wow.
doesn't look it, but it goes way back. All right, now car. Let me look at this car. I'm
why
never
don't you
going
let
to see another one.
No,
Let him take a seat in the back.
Hit that real fast.
I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to be anybody like you. I don't think so.
Here, sorry, we were camping in it, so go for it.
So you camp in a Rolls Royce? I never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, we
Most people haven't.
drove this through the Terralinga Desert.
Oh
It's
my
really
God!
dusty. It's normally not like this.
Here,
but
yeah, take a seat. Come take a seat.
And the ceilings like that all the time, day and night.
Yeah, it's stars. If the car was moving, it would start doing like shooting stars too.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Listen, now I'm sorry. I'm Kim.
Oh, I'm Nick. Yeah.
Nick, God bless your
You said
little heart.
Kim?
Kim, yes.
Nice to meet you. I'm Paul. Paul.
Paul, Nick and Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, before you leave, the Marfa lights.
Oh, we wanted to ask you, or ask somebody. So we saw the orange lights yesterday, right? The Marfa lights. Are they like orange?
They can be orange. Depends on where you were.
So we were at the viewing point.
And you saw an orange light at the viewing point?
Yeah, like a bunch of different orange lights.
We were at the viewing point looking out.
Were you looking to the right when you saw it?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
You were looking at car lights.
The orange light? But they look like they were in the sky.
Yeah, you're way up in those mountains and they're coming down.
So those aren't the Marfa lights that we saw.
Well, they're from Marfa.
So
Okay.
what should we have been looking for?
Paul, let me tell you. See, y'all don't know me very well, and I don't know you very well. So many weird things happen to me in my life. It happens to everybody, but I am too. But it just so happens I found out what those lights are. Nobody in the world knows. You're looking at the only person that knows what those lights are. And Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Area 51, all that stuff. They say that right there we were looking last night is the #1 threat to American security by far. There is no greater threat than those lights.
Really?
To Homeland Security?
All of them say it. But Wright-Patterson is the one you want to hear, because they run all that UFO stuff. Anyway, when you come in, I wrote a book on it. And since you allowed me to sit in your car, and you let me talk to Paul, I'll give you one of those books. But it's not a very thick book. I don't like thick books. I'm a writer. But I have a photograph of the creatures that fly them. I'm the only person left on the earth. Well, it's not true. I know somebody else that communicated with them. But, and see, no one in the world says I can stunt. They don't believe it. It's all established. Every scientific community in the entire world has been here. Every single year they come to figure out what these lights are.
So what if we didn't see the Marfa lights? What should we have been looking for? What did they look like?
Because
that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We're here to figure it out.
All right. We'll do it inside.
Okay.
Because I have to have something to draw on.
That's fine.
And I don't want Paul to leave saying, well, he can say that guy needs help if he wants. That's okay.
Yeah.
But get you in there. But very inquisitive.
Oh, yeah.
Now, where did you go to school, Paul?
I went to school in Florida. I'm from Florida, but I live in Austin now.
Oh, Austin. Yeah, my son left Austin. He'd been there 10 years. An accountant, they kept selling the companies out from underneath him. So he said, that's ridiculous. Okay. No, I will do the Marfa lights. And it's beyond anything you'll even imagine. I don't know how many magazines when I've come here that talk to me, not one of them ever published anything I said. And you had the mysteries of Unsolved Mysteries with William Shatner. They came in, got into five maybe 6 minutes. They stopped everything. They said, we don't care what you saw and what you know. You just say on live TV that nobody knows what they are, and a bunch of other knucklehead stuff, which is all lies. So, but they all do that. They all ask for lies. They don't want to know anything, the truth of what's going on. But Wright-Patterson, they're here all the time. They monitor those lights. They built 3 observatories over there. They monitor everything. But see, nobody knows this. And how do I know? Because I was involved in it. And the largest, Houston. Hold on just a second. Houston. You heard of Galveston? If you go in, you got Clear Lake over here, NASA, the big air base, Ellington Air Force Field. And then about halfway down, you have a Sugar Land. And in front of the Sugar Land, you have Friendswood.
Okay.
Now, in the summer of '75, Friendswood was a jungle. It was about 80-foot trees and everything. I'll just make it quick. It's all in my book if you want to read it. The Coast Guard at that time worked for NASA.
Okay.
And NASA got a hold of me when I was on duty. This never happened in the history of the Coast Guard. It's never happened in the history of Houston. It happened only once. As a matter of fact, the only time I think it ever happened in the United States. But I can't swear because I haven't been all over the United States.
Anonymous just tipped $5. Please don't mind my grandpa,
Kim.
Kim.
Get the heck out of there. Over there to Friendswood. And you don't argue with them. You just get in the helicopter and you're on the way. The Air Force needed me, they said. When I got in the helicopter and I got to 500 feet and I was flying over there, I could see it. It was a crash. And they didn't say crash. But before I could get there, we had over 400 phone calls. Am I allowed to put my hand here?
Yeah, no, put it wherever you want.
Yeah, I'm serious. I don't want to mess anything
No,
up.
I'm pretty rough with it. Don't worry about it.
It's a beautiful car.
Dude, he had fries and food spilled on the floor. He left it there for 4 days.
So I get over there and I could see, it's at night, that it wasn't just a small crash. What it was a cigar. This thing was about...
Don't tell this guy about cigars. He loves cigars.
I like a good Cuban, you know.
Well, it was about 500, I'd say 5 football fields long. It was massive. But I don't know how many stories it was. But the Air Force brought it to that spot because they knew it was going to crash. So, and those 400 phone calls were people who saw the whole doggone thing. Now nobody in the world knows this ever happened. So what'd they do to those people? I have no idea. Houston was involved in it. I had 5 radios. Houston, NASA, the Air Force.
What year was this again?
Summer of '75.
Okay.
Well, and there were 2 more. The Coast Guard, of course, and there was one of them. Anyway, so they had a beacon, so I could land right there and talk to the colonel. Full bird colonel. Now, nobody had insignias, but they had 300 flatbed trucks there before I got there, so they knew this was going to crash there long before it ever crashed. They were all ready for it. But what happened was it turned vertical, and then fire kept coming out on the bottom of it, and then this very, 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 very loud noise, and kaboom! It covered 6 miles. Have you heard of a UFO crash that ever covered 6 miles? Every bit of that 6 miles was full of that craft.
Wow.
The craft was 6 miles long.
No, the crash sent debris.
So it was only, I'm just going to guess it's about 5 football fields long, because we had to put a guy down. I saw the crash, and I saw the pieces, but they were massive. It's just that it was all radioactive, so we couldn't stay there very long.
Okay.
And they wanted me to get the bodies. Well, here's the problem. I left. I went back to the air station. Now, many years later, I was telling the story. I've always told it. I've been selling that book for years. I had a student over here at Saul Ross in the university.
Yeah.
She came and told me her dad died on that thing, and she had no idea what happened. I said, your mother, she's still alive? She said, oh yeah, they locked her up in San Antonio. She's never been able to leave. None of the men there were 300 men that died on that. All of them were Air Force. The wives have never been able to leave San Antonio. If they were staying in an apartment, that's where they stay. They can drive around San Antonio, and that's the rest of their entire life.
Huh.
So I said, well, you have her give me something. She didn't know her mom very well. I don't know what happened to her, but whatever. She did. She went and asked her mom, called her, and I said, we got in a heck of a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. So that ended that real quick. I don't know what happened to that poor lady. But anyway,
you're saying the craft had American Air Force on top of it, but like
in it.
So it was an experimental craft, or do they
like abduction or?
No, they built it.
Not aliens. You're saying it's like a skunk work project.
They
Like
built this craft.
Top secret thing.
That's not the only craft I know about. They have crafts that can go anywhere.
Oh, this is we built the craft.
We built it. It's a flying saucer.
But
cigar flying saucer.
But
the humans built.
Yes.
But you said there's bodies of aliens though.
No,
the humans.
300 Air Force men died. You guys, listen to me. They have built so many crafts since 1950. You would be dumbfounded. And where they can go on that craft, they can go.
300 people on a flying craft is insane. Like, I mean, it's like basically a Boeing 747, right?
So
considerably larger.
10
times.
Because that's like packing passengers together. You're saying like crew.
Well, the next day, 3 colonels showed up on our base. Colonels don't show up on bases.
Yeah.
And 3 of them never. I have so many colonels have come to visit me here. They never heard of this. Colonels. You'll never see 3 colonels together. But there they were, and they were looking for me. We don't know how they got on the base. We don't know how they did that. And the Air Force says they never were there. Because I went and talked to them. They said no such thing. But I'll just tell you one more thing, and then the rest, there's a lot. Those guys didn't leave me alone for 9 years. I told them no, and they didn't like no. And that was, they wanted me to join them. The problem was, they had colonel uniforms on, they didn't fit them, and they were very tall. And they didn't look right.
Huh.
So, they put me in not a vehicle this size, but it was like a Blazer, Chevrolet Blazer. Okay. I don't know if y'all know that far back, but it's like a box, kind of like this one. Mm-hmm. But it was prefab. The whole thing was poured. It was metal. The wheels, the axle. There were no windows. There was solid steel, and inside they had metal seats, but there was no dash like a car. So I don't know what happened, what it was, but they put me in that. They had no doorknob, so I couldn't get in the car. They had to open it just by looking at it. And then I got in it. Now I was right here on the base, and I was in a spot where there wasn't anybody except the Coast Guard station. I can't believe nobody saw me get in that stupid car. They knew I was in it. But anyway, I was sitting in this thing knowing full well that it wasn't a car. And once they got in and shut the doors, everything was painted black, so I couldn't see anything. There weren't any lights on in the dash. There was nothing. And it only took about maybe 3 to 5 minutes. It wasn't very long. Then he opened the door, came around, let me out, and the other two were already out. Now, how they got out of the car, I have no idea, but they were standing there waiting for me. The air base was gone in 3 minutes. Houston was gone in 3 minutes. The ocean was gone in 3 minutes. I was out in Ireland somewhere. I don't know, it was beautiful, waving. It was impossible to leave Houston in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Next time you're there in this car, try it. Step that motor down and see what. It ain't going to happen.
It was like a car, it drives on the road?
Yeah, looked just like a car.
But then
Did you feel it?
You got out and you were not in Houston.
I wasn't anywhere near. I don't know where I was, but I know there was no ocean, and there was no Houston. So then they took me. They had a building out there in the middle of nowhere. They took me in that building, put me in a room. Now that room, I do not believe in all my heart, with all my heart, that there's not another person on the earth that saw what I saw, other than those people. None of these pilots that saw flying saucers, none of these people that have been abducted, all this kind of stuff, no. They've seen nothing. They don't have any idea what I saw. And I think I found out who those creatures were, but it's a long story. See, that is a Holocaust museum / Marfa museum / music. I don't know if you guys like music or not, but anyway. In all those areas, I found out things that are so amazing that very, very few people know about what music's all about. And I was a musician. I was a pianist a long time ago.
When you went back to saying creatures, you're saying that they had what? That was the aliens.
They were aliens.
In the base.
Yeah.
In the room.
When I got back, they eventually took me back. They never talked to me. The only time they talked to me is when they landed in front of that building, went in the building. It had many, many rooms in it, and they stopped at one. And by the way, they always walked together like this. They never split. And he was the only one that ever spoke. The only thing he said, "Where's Lieutenant Thornsberg?" when we were in the air station. And then when he got to the room they wanted me in, he pointed to the door and said, "Now that you're one of us," and he looked you right in the face. "Now that you're one of us," and the door opened up. So I went in and they locked it. But when I made it back to the base, 28 officers there. They were all there when all this happened. But the radio man who was sitting over here in his little cubbyhole, he rolled out in his little chair. His name was Esther. He was just fit to be tied, and he stood up and looked me right in the face and says, "Lieutenant Thornsberg, you know those guys weren't from this world." I said, "I know it." So they all believe the same thing.
What did they look like?
I got photographs of them. I can show you what they look. It was my strat.
They let you take photos?
No. I didn't have any. No, it's not. But I do have them.
Okay.
Here's what happened. There's so much of the story. Many years later, I'm jumping. Many years later, I told you I came back 11 years ago. For 8 years, when you're out there at the viewing site, when you look south, you saw that ridge. That's 15 miles away. And from near to that ridge was the largest training bomber base in World War II right there. And those lights would go out and get in the bomber every time they took off and fly with them. And then when they landed, they'd go out and go right back in the ground. Now, but on the other side of that ridge, when I came back, there was a friend of mine who I graduated in high school with. He was in my class. He came back a month before I did because his dad passed and he inherited a big ranch out there. So you didn't know about that ranch. That ranch was something. Marfa has so many mysteries. This is only a small mystery compared to all the things that are going on here. But on that ranch, that's where NASA did all their partying. All their partying. And Hollywood, that was Hollywood. That's all Hollywood. People don't realize that's where they went and they partied at this guy's ranch. He had 5 big Airbnbs out there, and they loved it out there because nobody could bother them. Have you ever heard of Chuck Yeager?
Yeah.
That was his hideout. He and Mike Shirley's dad were like this. And Mike grew up with him. Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier.
Yeah.
Chuck Yeager, that's where he spent his time. So anyway, that's Michael, my friend, his dad. He asked me to come out there and start bringing people to see the Marfa lights. I said, wait a minute, you got Marfa lights out there? He said, they've always been out there. That's why they had all the hot parties there, because they all looked at the Marfa lights. So, for 8 years, I took several hundred. I'm not going to say too, but it was a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they were all over the world coming. And they didn't drive anything like this. Nothing like this. All right, so we go. We had no problem. They come right to us. And they were blue, red, green, and orange. Now, if you had seen the orange one, boy, you wouldn't have stayed at that viewing site. That's why I asked, was it orange? But anyway, they came right up to us. I mean, they were about 7 or 8 stories tall, humongous. But whatever colors they were, many of the people ran for their lives. That's true. And there's that border patrol station between here and Presidio. I couldn't get back to Marfa because they were petrified.
I just saw our friend. He's gonna circle around. So I want the face on it.
Yes. So I'm gonna go live too. I have a very large following online, so they would be very interested to hear your stories.
Listen, maybe we ought to. You need to do it in the museum.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
We will.
I'm gonna tell you. No one is. Unsolved mysteries. I'm never ever going to have anybody come again. They're so arrogant. All of them are.
What were they trying to say? What kind of?
They didn't want me to say anything about that they were intelligent. They do not want that. Nobody wants to hear they're intelligent. But the man who interviewed Keith, he and his photographer, they were out doing something. The rest of the crew, 4 of them, came to me, huddled around me, says, listen, you don't have any idea how many UFO stories we've done. The most famous people in the world. We have never heard a story like yours anywhere. And he said, we're going to sneak back here on our own, and we're going to film this on our own. But they said, I told them one thing that slipped out. You know, they went and researched that. They researched it. If they weren't interested in it, then why did they research it? They wanted names, places, and all this stuff, and they got it. I gave it to them, said, go ask them. They'll tell you that they've communicated with them, and they are definitely right.
Yeah.
Okay,
you need a hand, or this is Nathan, and then there's Aaron, who's about to come out, I think, right?
So we got Nathan and Aaron.
I'm Nathan.
This is Nathan.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Kim. Thornsburg. Now, Nathan, is that something from England?
This shirt?
That thing you're driving?
Oh no.
It's like a UFO in itself.
It's a Ford.
A Ford?
Yeah.
So what are you doing messing around with somebody?
Yeah, we're all friends.
Is he from Houston?
No, he's from Austin.
We're in
The rest of
Austin.
them are from Austin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he went to Austin. You were in Austin.
Aaron,
Hey,
who's in there.
may I ask you two what you're doing in Austin?
So, I mean, I just like the city, so I moved there from Florida.
For what reason? To study?
No, just because I like the city. It's a nice
Oh,
city.
the city. Do you make a living, or are you filthy rich?
Yeah, I'm rich.
Okay, that's good enough.
I like the city.
You like the city?
Just moved there to live there and work.
So you're going to work.
Yep.
My son likes it, but he found out he likes Salt Ross more.
I'm from Indiana originally.
Indiana.
Yeah.
I will say though, we've done a lot of traveling around Texas,
I
and
don't doubt it.
I like the small towns a lot.
More history is in this town than any town in Texas, including Austin. No one can touch this with a 10-foot pole. You wouldn't believe what had happened in this town.
And that's why we're here. We're here to try to figure it all out. Maybe
Well, I'm the only one in the history of this town since 1885 that's ever done tours. No one else has ever done it.
After we're done, can you this evening take us on a tour?
Yeah, we are here.
You would go completely nuts if I were to show you what's going on here.
We're here.
I would love to do a tour with you guys.
We're here in Marfa to really figure it all out and then spread awareness as well.
All right. Well, you need to get the Marfa lights down pat. I already promised you a book, true or false?
True.
Because he let me sit in that car. All right. Now you guys and this young man,
I'm Aaron. Nice to meet you, sir.
Aaron,
Yes,
you
sir.
look like an Aaron.
Thank you.
Hell
of a man.
He's
This guy's a character too. I'm telling you right now.
he's experienced the Marfa lights, and he saw the crash
Really?
of the secret crash of the secret technology, and he has photos of aliens.
I think
Really?
it was. I mean, I'll even tell you what I think, but I think it was the largest UFO crash anywhere on this planet. I mean, anything that covered 6 miles, that is a pretty good sized craft. I mean, you just got to think about 6 miles. That's a long ways. But this craft was not small. And,
The odds of us meeting you, what are the odds? We just came here because it said Holocaust Museum, and we thought it would be interesting.
Oh, yeah, I thought this guy worked.
But-
at the museum.
Well, just the Holocaust by itself, that's a story you're going to flip on. You guys, that Holocaust story that I'm getting ready to tell you about, there's a reason why nobody in the world knows this ever happened. It's not the Holocaust you know of. This thing started in 1934 and ended in 48, and they didn't want anybody to know that this happened. And nobody knows it. They've done a very good job. But it's just like you said, I married a young lady. You guys married?
No.
You're married? Yeah. Now remember, it's an Orthodox museum now. This isn't a Reform. One of these days, now you're a young man. You don't know me from anything. You can say whatever you want when you're done. But I will tell you this. It's important to know what the Orthodox say, because they're the only ones that know who God is. The rest of the world is all worshiping Baal. Every single Christian is duped. And God didn't hate them? I don't hate them. My whole family's Christian. But you're duped. And but I'm not spiritual. Oh, you better get spiritual. Only for one reason. Your wife. On Mount Sinai, Moses was there, and he brought these people who wanted them to meet God. Remember, God never spoke to anybody. No one had ever heard of God. They have no idea who God is. All the nations of the world were there. The Christians will never tell you any of this, because they don't want you to know it. There they were. They thought God was going to destroy these people, and they wanted to see it with their own eyes. So what happened? God offered them the Torah. He said, this is what I wrote. Do you want that? By the way, the Torah is your key to the world to come. And there's very few people that read it. They don't have no idea. That's the key to your salvation. So they said no. They don't want the Torah. They still don't want it today. So he went on with Moses. Now Moses brought 15 million Egyptian sorcerers with him, and God told him 3 times, do not bring them. You're leaving Egypt. Do not bring 15 million Egyptian sorcerers. And Moses told him, God, I think I can convert them. I really do. And I know somehow he convinced God there was a possibility. So they allowed them. They're the ones who made that golden calf. And those knucklehead Jews, they bow down to that stupid calf. And they lost their lives. Now.
So the Jews are aliens.
No, they're not aliens. So all those nations thought God's going to destroy them now. But they hadn't heard anything. God hadn't spoken yet. So finally God had Moses pray and pray and pray, because he knew he brought them and he's sorry he did, and now the people are dead. Not all, but a lot of 3,000 of them died. And then here's what God said. You need to know these stories. They're very, very good stories. God said, Moses, what do you see down there on the bottom of the mountain? All these young girls running around with their children, lost their husbands. He said, because of what those women did, there will be a salvation to the world. The last thing the Christians and all those nations thought of was God talking about the salvation of the world, because they thought there was going to be another flood or a burn to death, because they knew they weren't honoring him. And he said, they did something down there that now I promise you there will be a salvation. Now, that ties into you guys, because you're young. I mean, this is very, 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 very important for you. So here we go. Moses didn't know what they did. And God said, they didn't give their gold and silver to their husbands to make that calf, nor did they bow down to it. Only the men bowed down to that doggone idol. And God said, because of that, the spiritual level of a woman is much higher than a man. And when the Messiah comes, it's going to be raised even higher. They're going to be the ones who will rule the world. It's the women. Now, what about us? When you decide, when you're born, there's 2 of you, and that she splits. So the name of the game is, is you have to find her before you die on this earth.
Soulmate.
Usually, I'm sorry?
Like
Your soulmate. That's where they
soulmate.
got that from.
Yeah.
She will normally find you. She's usually the one that finds the husband, because men are now doing all kinds of stuff.
Wait, let's just theoretically, though. What if you DM'd her first, though?
I'm sorry?
Okay, I didn't mean like.
I missed what he said.
What if you like
Bro, he does.
contacted her first?
Oh, no, it doesn't make any difference.
Oh, okay.
Look what happens to you if you do.
Okay.
If you marry that soulmate, then all your prayers are answered through her for the rest of your life. So you better listen to what she says. You don't have to do what she says because you're the head. But you listen to what that woman tells you, because you're going to find out your prayers will be answered through her. Not right away, but they will. And not only that, she's the only one that can bring blessings from heaven to this earth. No man will ever be able to do that. God said that. Only the woman can. So you guys have blessings. You got a lot of blessings up there waiting for you. Until you marry that girl, they cannot come down to you. Now, you can have blessings. God takes care of your health and stuff while you're here, but it's not the kind of blessings I'm talking about.
Next thing is the car.
So you...
What, you found your soulmate? No.
I found blessings. Yeah, look.
You play the guitar?
I don't play the guitar.
What'd you say? Oh, the car.
Oh yeah, like I'm saying, like
You guys musicians in any way, form, or fashion?
I can play Jingle Bells on the piano, and I can play Seven Nation Army intro by White Stripes on the guitar.
I haven't listened to music in 10 years.
You have what?
I haven't listened to music in 10 years.
Okay, well that's a good thing actually.
That's what I'm saying. No, because I feel a certain way about certain music. I like Beethoven and the classic stuff like that, but the newer music is a bit. It gives you negative energy, I feel.
I only listen to the same 20 songs in the same playlist. Only when I'm live, getting high.
Well, we're getting off the subject. See, that's a third part of my museum. That's, matter of fact, it's the biggest part. I will tell you why it's a good idea to learn an instrument. But there's only two kinds of music that God created in the Torah, and it's very clear. I mean, everything in the Torah is really simple. So the name of the game is, when you die, now let's finish the woman. Okay, you want those blessings. So, but when you marry her, it's going to be the greatest time of your entire life on that day. What happens to us, though, when we die? We're men. When we die, you'll go to heaven. There's two judgments up there. The first one is your body. You're going to have 27 elders there. You're going to have all these people. You won't know who they are. They have a balance scale like this. And the name of the game is, after you judge, or you're hoping that the scale is down here. You'll have more rewards than you will with the merits. So, to be down. You'll ask them. They say, everybody does this, because you're petrified. And said, what is the deal with the scales? Why do I have all these rewards? It says, because you married your soulmate. That's where you get a lot of rewards, from just because you took care of that soulmate. That's how important she is. Now, music, though, that's your second judgment. You'll be judged. Your soul actually will be judged on the music you listen to on this earth. So you are absolutely right, Paul. You better be darn careful what music you listen to.
Is classic rock okay?
Classical?
Dude, he always thinks I'm crazy because I don't listen to music.
No,
but I
don't listen to music.
I try to tell him why.
Something here?
No, they have a.
That's not even getting a fight.
No, my bad.
No. We're
like discussing
yeah,
that.
we're just
They're
how we
passionate
discuss.
about it.
yeah, we're friends. Yeah.
We're talking about music taste.
I'm going to tell you just something real quick before we get in there. I might not look like it, but I learned from my wife a long time ago. She's the one who introduced me to the Torah years ago. We were Catholic. But anyway, I pray all the time in that room. And I ask God, would you do me a favor today? Would you please send me some people that I can communicate with, and somebody that would truly be your choice of who should come here. That is what I prayed for this morning. I thought the day was over with. I come running, so there's somebody driving back for
You're kidding me.
Dude.
That really happened?
Yeah.
No, dude, and then all of a sudden a Rolls Royce comes.
A Rolls Royce?
Well, I didn't know what this was. It was beautiful. I said, man, that's pretty. I thought it was a UFO.
You know, it's crazy you say that you prayed this morning for somebody to come.
Look, I do. I don't always make that prayer because I don't want to tell God what to do.
Well, I think it's crazy because this morning when I woke up, I looked at Google Maps and I felt something led me to this place. Like when I looked at the map, I saw a bunch of different places that I thought would be interesting to go to, but this place, I just felt in my inside of my body that we had to come here.
I don't doubt that. I can't tell you how many people have said this, and they're older, but the young ones, they come here. Well, whatever. There were two girls that drove in here a year ago. They were in a real fancy car. They weren't dressed appropriate at all. They were from Austin, and they were here for a party.
Was it Kate?
No, they weren't dressed appropriately, But one of them, when she left, she was crying, and she came back to me and said, "I can't believe this. I don't know who you are, but she absolutely loved it." And I said, "You're not dressed appropriately." She says, "I know." So I don't know what happens to those girls, but I get the strangest people in there. Can we go in there?
Oh yeah, let's I also am very curious on hearing more of your stories of the aliens.
Somewhere?
No, we have all day.
No,
I asked for that too. I said, God, please don't let them just come in and take off.
No, we're here with you.
Yeah. Shut that thing off.
I do. I'm gonna go around that side and do that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for coming here.
Yeah, no, thank you for being so hospitable.
So, how long were you in the Coast Guard for?
Well, I was a Navy pilot in Vietnam, and then that's another weird story. You're not gonna believe it. I was scared to death can you see me shooting somebody or stabbing somebody as a Marine?
I can see it. Maybe. I don't really know.
This is Cole, by the way. He wants to play ball.
Hi, Cole. How you doing, buddy? Wow, that's a big dog.
Well, he's from Germany. His mom was Belgian, and someone tried to kill him, put him in a barn for a year and a half. And if we hadn't called and asked for a tooth, he didn't have any teeth. He did everything he could to get out of there. That's just a whole different story. I'm so excited right now. I don't know what to say, so I have to be really careful what I say to you guys. And
that's all right. Open. You
don't got to be careful.
We
say whatever you want to us.
Well, I'll tell you who's the most critical of the four of y'all right now. The most critical.
Who?
This one.
No, you're right. You have no idea how right you are.
Now, when I say critical, I'm talking about you have a soul.
No, I tried to tell. I tried to tell you this the other day.
You have a soul that will take something and split it up in 1,000 pieces and try to figure out if it makes any sense. And that's a good thing.
Thank you.
You're critical in that respect.
Thank you.
Because like me, I'm telling you stories. You can't believe everything I say. That's ridiculous. But I can lead you to where you can go find on your own.
Well,
thank you for that compliment.
When I'm listening to you right now, I look at your eyes, I look at your face. I believe what you're saying. Your eyes don't lie.
Okay, I think you two have no problem believing it. But these two, and this gentleman right here, talk about eyes. You've got some eyes, even with the glasses on. No, you're going to be the hardest one of all to accept anything I say, which is fine. Look, no one needs to even judge you, not even a little bit here. That's not the name of the game. But
so what do you think?
But he sent you here.
What do you think about us? We're just like
y'all. Well, it wasn't the car. I didn't meet you yet, but you. Mm-hmm. When I first met you, I said, God, this guy has got an unbelievable soul and spirit about him. He's extremely likable. You're like a ball of light or something. But you're very nice. And then you, on the other hand, he's like Moses. All right. Yeah. Okay. It's
literally exactly.
I'm Moses.
Moses of the live streaming world.
I'm telling you, that's the way you are.
Is that a good or bad thing?
No, it's good.
You're Jewish now.
Look, I am not judging you in any way, form, or fashion. There's no such thing as good or bad here.
Okay.
If the Lord sent you, I didn't say He did, but if He did, the only thing I worry about is I offend one of you. So if I start to offend you, you just say something.
You can't offend.
There's no way you're going to do that.
Yeah, you can't offend us. No way.
Well, I don't want to do that because
you're not going to get close, bro.
Do we have any? But I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say I have lived a very crazy life with a lot of experiences, so you cannot offend. You
Does
cannot
anybody here have any Jewish blood?
Yes. My dad's Jewish.
What did I tell you? I knew it. They knew there was something about
We know each other. The Chosen's recognized Chosen's, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, your dad had Jewish blood.
My dad's 100% Jewish.
Well, what
His
about
dad
your
almost
mother?
died in the Holocaust. No, my mother's Catholic.
You're not Jewish then.
Well,
It's your mother.
I know, but like I still have like the blood in me though.
Oh, well, you have that.
And I'm going to like convert like regular style one day.
You want to convert
Hell yeah.
to wait a minute. Don't convert to Reform.
No, I'm converting because I want to.
You go to Orthodox all the way. The Reform. Do you remember World War II? And you read
Yes,
about it.
Yeah, yeah. My grandpa lived in it.
You had the Catholic Church and the Protestants. They weren't Protestants yet. You had that Catholic.
The Great Schism or whatever.
Well, yeah, they split
Yeah.
and they became the Reformed Church,
Yeah.
if you will. Okay, now the Protestant, whatever you want to call it. The Jews in Germany, they decided they wanted to reform too. They didn't want to keep God's covenant anymore, and that's where we got Reformed, Conservative, all those. They do not keep God's covenant at all. And they can read the Torah just like I do. And it says that when the Messiah comes, 4/5 of all the Jews on this earth, he's going to destroy them.
And that's what Hitler did.
Well, no. The Messiah, when Messiah comes, see, they didn't touch these reformed. Well, 1,400 synagogues were burned down on Kristallnacht night. They were all reformed. So God did judge them. But I'm talking about when the Messiah eventually shows up. Several things is going to happen. One of which, 4/5 of all the Jews on this earth are gone.
See,
So is that going to happen soon again?
I guess see you
When the
later.
Messiah comes.
Do I have at least 40 or 50 years left? Like,
Well, nobody knows. Okay, it's 6,000 years. Do not believe anything the mathematicians, the scientists ever tell you. It's 6,000 years.
Oh, so we're good.
We're in the last 250. Actually, we're in the last 200 years.
Cutting
So
it
you
close.
won't be around.
We're cutting it close, though.
Yes,
So
you
my
are.
kids might go to hell.
Well, things are already starting.
Or I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like my kids might die.
He's
If I get sacrificed, what I meant is if I get sacrificed, don't my children get
Aaron.
sacrificed?
He doesn't understand some things in this world. He's very like you said, critical. He's very he's very closed-minded
No, I'm not
sometimes.
closed-minded. I was saying like because of the way you said it, like are my kids going to be judged because I was judged?
No,
Okay, that's what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
no, but you need to be responsible for those kids, though.
How am I going to do that if I'm
How
dead?
old are the kids?
I would have to do the math on when I have them.
Oh, well, you don't have any now.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Woo,
Woo!
that was close.
Okay, what's the word that you're looking for? He's
passionate with his words, and it
Yeah, I
comes
know
out.
that,
He
but
meant like
there's another
damned.
word.
With his
Yeah,
kids,
damned, yeah,
yeah,
damned.
but he says,
what's it when someone just jumps to conclusions? What's that called?
Stupid.
Retarded.
No.
No. Oh, sorry.
Peggy calls me that. I can't remember what it is. My wife. What is the word? Yeah. Yes, that.
Autistic.
That's
or-
rash, but
Wait.
Irrational.
I'll think of it. No, nothing like that. It's a psychology word. You're very
Impulsive.
impulsive.
Boom. There.
You are very impulsive.
Yeah, I am. That's been a bad one for me.
And you're very energetic. Calm down.
Okay.
But you're thinking way beyond what.
Yeah, I'm just scared.
But I'm trying to get you. Okay, now.
Don't you feel the auras?
Yeah.
His
That's why I'm
aura,
nervous.
just calm aura.
Somebody sign this log.
Sign it.
Yeah. Now come on in. Let me shut this door. Hey guys, I don't charge a dime to come in here, but if you feel like donating down the road, that's no problem.
Oh, we are the right people for that.
All right, here we go. But I'm not asking you to get in here and donate. All right. Now let me get my book. Now remember, there's 3 sections of this museum. You're in the first one. This one. At one time, I was the historical commissioner for the state of Texas. And a good friend of mine called me. He used to be in charge of the waterworks here for 50 years. He said, Kim, there's the city has this isn't a map. This is a survey of Marfa in 1919, World War I. We have an art community here on the southern part of town that it wasn't very big in World War I, but in World War II, they reopened it and had 18,000 people on it. It was chemical weapon detachment, big chemical weapon. Marfa had 5,000 people, and that air base where all went to Marfa lights, that had 8,000. So it didn't sound a lot. But in 1947, the lights shut it all down. We lost everything. We lost all of them. We lost all of these. And we lost all. The whole base was shut down because of what the Marfa lights was doing to them. So I went and looked for this map because they gave it to the city in 1919 when they left, and I found it. This is the actual survey, and I just glued it on this right here. Now, nobody knows that, like we have a hospital on this side of the tracks, nobody alive in Marfa knows that we had a hospital right there. And I got photographs of it. I know exactly where it was. There's a lot of things in there, all these buildings. They say that was, no, it wasn't a hospital. It clearly didn't say it was a hospital. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff here. But
is this the map of the city, or?
Well, the city's here. This was a base. That base was outside of Marfa. It had 18,000 people. Did y'all go through Alpine?
Yeah.
We did, yeah.
You saw Star Ross University?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be built over here.
Oh.
The ranchers kicked it out.
Who is this?
That's me when I was in the 3rd grade.
Oh.
I have to put it there because people don't think I'm very cute. So I thought I'd just show them there was a day when I was cute.
It says classified.
Well, everything in there, nobody in the world, you're not going to believe what's in that book. I told you I don't like thick books. I go through a lot of things that no one's ever heard of. Even the scientists have never heard of the stuff I have in there. And why? When I got into Orthodox study, and you know the Orthodox, they know more about Marphalites and creatures and anything than anybody in the world, and they keep their mouth shut. And there's a certain demonic creature that God created that only exists over there in Israel. Now, they exist elsewhere too, but primarily they're here to protect Israel from the malevolent creatures that we see all the time on television. What happened?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
When you're saying malevolent creatures, are we talking about a certain kind of person?
Like Ben Shapiro.
No. ETs.
Oh, so we're not talking about like the people in the surrounding countries.
No.
Okay.
But these malevolent ones, they cannot go anywhere near Israel. And you will see flying saucers in Israel. You got to remember, these other ones, they have flying saucers. They can do whatever they want, but they have absolute control of all the evil ones. And then no one will come anywhere near them. But see, nobody knows that because no one knows what a demon is. They don't know. Only the Orthodox know.
The Holocaust, like in extraterrestrials, they mix.
No.
Oh.
And nothing to do. This is something totally different. We're not in the Holocaust yet.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just.
Okay, let me just say, God created all the malevolent creatures, all the evil ones. He made them all. And their home is in the core of the earth. That's where their home is. That's their home base. Now, these are demons. They can go anywhere they want. They can go to the moon, go to the Mars, wherever they want, put colonies where they want. They're not supposed to. They're demons. They're not supposed to do that. But still, the core of the earth is full of them.
Yeah.
Now, but after the 6 days of creation, God creating everything, he was halfway through creating the final, if I will, final community of a certain demon. And what happened was those demons became half human and half demonic. There are no other demons like that anywhere on the earth, but they exist. Now, what's interesting about these demons? Now, if you guys are going to someday...
Who are the demons are... I'm sorry, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. I'm just confused. The demons are who?
God, they're angels.
Okay.
That's all they are. They're angels.
Okay.
But they're not good angels.
Yep.
All right. Now, if you guys ever get involved in religion of any kind, I'm just telling you, if you ever do, I'm not telling you to be a Jew, I'm not telling you to be a Christian, I'm not saying all that kind of stuff. But if you ever get involved in religion, listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you. These demons, we know for a fact, because they're recorded throughout history, and they're the only ones that are in the Torah. God doesn't put anybody in the Torah unless you are spiritually minded and you're important to him. Moses, Sarah, you can go on, Aaron. There's many of them. Okay, but these guys are in the Torah. The only ones, by name, they're in there. And they're all over the place. And these demons are Torah observant. They accept the Torah and they do not dishonor
the God of Israel. Christians don't have anything like that. Muslims don't have anything like that. Nobody has anything like this. Only the Jews have this demon that protects them, and it's Torah observant. So, if you take a Christian Bible, for example, open it up. You have the Old and the New. Now, this is very, very interesting. This is something you can look into. The Old, the Christians say, oh, look, right here in the Old Testament, say, Jesus did, and all this, look at that. And so, what do you mean Jesus is not God? No. No, for sure. That God said, never to the Jews now, never alter one letter of what I wrote. Mm-hmm. Not one letter. And if you do, and you're doing a scroll and you make a mistake on a letter, you burn the scroll. I've been working on it 50 years. Burn it.
It's blasphemy.
You cannot change that letter. It's ruined already. When you look at that Old Testament next time, if you ever do look at it, remember, the Christian rewrote everything in there that had nothing to do with the God of Israel. They rewrote the whole dang thing. And God said they would on Mount Sinai. He told Moses, they're going to rewrite everything you and the prophet said, everything. And when he gave them the 10 Commandments, here's what happened. He had the 10 Commandments. Now, between the commandments was the oral law, which is more important than the 10 Commandments. There it was. If you don't have the oral law, then how do they know what to do? The sacrifice, how they know what to wear, what clothes, how they know what prayers to say, how to know anything, the oral law. Now, I know this is spiritual stuff I'm telling you, but I can break it down into something very simple. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to believe it. I have a book in here that I wrote that nobody in the world knows that this exists. Well, they know it exists, but they can't find it. Einstein tried his whole life, but I found it.
What is it?
I'll show you. I promise. Did I say I was going to show you, Aaron?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. He's like you. He's impulsive. He went to get.
I'm what?
He's over there thinking. He's over there smiling, like this guy's going to need some help. Okay, we go.
I'm just very interested.
Listen, I know you are, Paul. I'm making fun of you. I am sorry.
No, it's fine.
I need to get serious. So whatever you do, I'm not basing my life on something that was altered. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And so, no, I won't have anything to do. Now, God told Moses they're going to alter everything I have. Enoch. Who is Enoch? He's a guy who didn't die. Remember, God came and took him way back in Noah's day and took him to heaven because he didn't want him to sin. He wanted him pure the way he was. But he turned him into an angel up there. He was a man, but he turned him into an angel. He gave him a throne. Only God has a throne. No. Enoch's got a throne. And he called him the little Hashem. Hashem's the name of God. He called him the little Hashem. And he's a very powerful angel up there. But he wrote everything down before he died about how the Gentile world is going to alter everything God said. So did Moses write it all down. So Moses up there saying, God, listen, you gave me the second set of commandments, but how come the oral law's not on it? God said, because the Gentiles are going to alter everything I did, everything I said in the Torah and in the 10 Commandments, but they won't be able to alter the oral law because it's going to be oral. It's passed on. That's why the Christians today say there is no oral law. That's a lie. It doesn't exist because they can't get it and change it. So you guys, listen. It's a massive thing here. You got to survive your wedding. It's unbelievable. Am I right? Is that not a wonderful day?
Yeah.
It will be. You'll have challenges. I know that, but remember, it's through her your answers. Don't get rid of her.
What if you
fucked up?
How do you know you're going to marry the right person?
Only you will know. I can't tell you.
But it's like a feeling?
Well, I know I did. Because she's responsible for all this, every bit of this. And she got me started in all this. And I'm telling you, every time I pray to God and ask for something, I have to wait maybe a year or so. But eventually, it comes. And I think about it. Did she just say that? So recently what she did is she told me to get that piano in here. It's been sitting in there for years, and I never played it anymore. And I said, get it in here. So one night I had a dream when I was praying here, and I said, well, God, how's that piano going to fit in here? It's in the big... So I went and measured everything, and I was totally convinced it would fit right there. So I put it in there. You're not going to believe what's happened. God, you wouldn't believe what happened just by putting that piano in there. You're not going to believe it with the stuff I have. Let's finish this.
Can someone please take 1,000 of my money? Yeah, okay, I will.
If you did that in Chicago, that would be
that's a very good article. All right. Well, I'll get in the ship later if you want to, but that was the Coast Guard. I was wearing that. I don't own anything that I had when I was in the military, but I couldn't throw that away because that's what I wore that night of that UFO crash. And
You wore this.
I got married many years later, and NASA did something to my wife. I'll never forget that. NASA, they're evil to the core. I tell you, stay away from a NASA building.
What happened?
It's not good. It's just not good. If you love your wife, which you probably will, they invited me to a meeting. Have you heard of MUFON, Mutual UFO Network?
Never heard of it.
Those are all the guys that are all over the world trying to get everyone to tell us what's going on in Area 51. They're on Rogan's, TV, all this kind of stuff, radio. That's who they are. They're a group, and their headquarters is in Houston. And they've always tried to get the military to tell the world what's going on. They want to know all about that stuff. I want you to know they're all into the occult, every one of them. They're into most evils. They look so nice. They are not. There's nothing nice about them. Well, they invited me to a meeting with all those guys years ago. And there's, I don't know, hundreds of them in this building.
Because you witnessed the UFO
Yeah, they
crash.
well, the head of the MUFON, his name was Max Washburn back then. He wanted me to go to the meetings to see who they are. And NASA's there. NASA's big. That's all NASA. The whole half of it is NASA. And so we went, and I'll just say, the whole meeting was demonic. And I don't know if you know what demonic means, because everybody has a different opinion of it.
Oh, I'm very
But they
aware.
were so evil, the things they were talking about, and what NASA was doing to human beings, by the way. They feared nothing untelling about it, because there was a secret meeting. No one's allowed there. But they do horrible things with these creatures. And I saw, let's just say...
What is that?
Train, I think, right?
That's a train. I already knew they were doing that, because
I thought they were coming.
locked me up in that building I told you about. That was in that building, that room. Oh my God, what I saw NASA was into. All right, let's move on. We'll do that with the Marfa lights.
What kind of train is that, bro? That's a loud train.
Let's do something that's
Oh, they're
uplifting.
coming, bro.
That's not uplifting. Now, I might sound a little bit, that's my wife. She's going to tell me, be careful what you say. Oh, it is that. What does that mean, no caller ID?
I would not answer that.
Do not answer that.
We're live streaming.
It's going to be a really bad phone call.
Yeah, so we're live streaming, so there's
I cut it off.
Okay, good. There's
believe you.
thousands of people watching, so they might call and try to like talk to us or something.
Okay.
Yeah, forget
Is
it.
that what you? Oh, that's what she said.
They can be a little
Can I?
demonic themselves.
Okay.
I mean, you can answer if you want. but-
Okay, look. Whoever this is, I'm right in the middle of something. You're going to need to call me back in a few hours. But please don't interrupt me. What?
They're just playing like some.
We can't even say what it's
What?
Okay, goodbye.
What did he even say, dude?
I have no idea. Somebody's coming for me or something.
Yeah.
He couldn't even keep his
All right, let me tell you about this. Did you get that on there?
Yeah, I
Okay, here we go.
get that a lot.
Now, you're going to be patient with me because it sounded like I have a lot of nasty things to say, but it didn't. I have a very good ending. And
I'm Christian. I'm cool with that.
okay. All right. Now, you do know that, well, in that case, let's start off with this. I'm doing things differently with you guys because I figured, come on out. I'm doing things differently with you. I'm going to start here.
Is that a bald Hitler?
Yeah, no, not Hitler. Stryker. Okay. What they tell you why there was a World War II and who was doing all the killing of the Jews and everything, it's not true. Not even close to it. So you're getting to learn really what happened. Can I turn this thing on?
Yeah, let's turn it off.
If you don't, it'll ring for the rest of the day.
This thing might have to up and silence it.
You got it.
Okay, that turns it off,
Yeah,
right?
good.
Okay. Now, here we go. This is a scroll, a copy of the original, and it was written 2,600 years ago. Have you heard of Esther? The book of Esther?
Yes.
Yes.
You
No.
know the book of Esther?
I've never heard of it.
I'm Lutheran.
What is that?
Do what?
I'm Lutheran. Very center.
Here we go. The book of Esther. I'm going to go quick because it take too long. Esther, okay, you had the Babylonians, you had the Persians, you had the Greek, and you had the Romans, who God personally asked them, the generals, to go kill my people because they disobeyed my covenant. Then that's what they did. The problem is Nebuchadnezzar, Sennacherib, Titus, all these generals got arrogant, and they did horrible things to the Jews instead of just killing them. So God got mad and he destroyed them, all of them. So everyone got destroyed. However, here are the Persians. They had defeated the Babylon, and they had a wicked general named Haman. He was a Amalekite. Now, an Amalekite is somebody you don't want to be, because God will destroy every one of them. And if they're still alive, because we don't know who a lot of them are, when the Messiah comes, they'll all be killed instantly, dead. They'll just fall right next to you, fall dead. The Amalekites did very bad things to the Jews when they left Egypt. They would sneak up and kill them.
Sorry, you said Taman?
Haman.
Oh, Haman.
Haman was the wicked general.
Okay, yeah.
After the Persians had all the Jews, and he literally had them all. Why? Because the Babylonians had all the gold and silver that they took from the first temple. Remember, they destroyed it. So he got all that, and he told the king, he said, listen, he said, I'll give you all that gold. If you will, of course, he used that gold to buy all the Jews, but then he said, what I have left, it's yours, king. If you will sign a decree saying I can kill the Jews on this day. He was going to kill them all on that one day. And the king said, no problem. He signed it. So now, the king had a big party. Now this guy was wealthy. The wealthiest king there ever was. And he had a lot of land, in the world. And he was in charge of the entire world. But he had a party that was a whole year long. And he had all the nations come. And they all came. They did because he said come. And they came. But they were making fun of his women. And he said, they're making fun of my women. I don't like it. They're ugly. So his Queen Vasti, who was a wicked, wicked woman, he came and said, Queen, I want you to take all your clothes off and run around here for a year to show them that you're the most beautiful woman. And she told him where to go, and he killed her. So she's gone. Huh? Now, he didn't have a queen. So when the party was over with, he went looking for a queen. He took all the women that were married and all the girls up to the age of 13 and older. He had them all. And for a year and a half, he had a little trial for them, things they had to do and train them how to behave, all that kind of stuff. But then eventually, at the end of it, he was going to pick a queen. Now, he picked a little girl who had an uncle. His name was Mordecai. And he raised her because mom and dad were gone. He raised her, and God told Mordecai, the king's going to take her out of your house, and he's going to pick her as queen. So he told Esther, the king's going to come get you, and he did. And I don't know when he told her what God told him, but she knew that if she married him, did you know today that if a Jewish girl marries a Gentile boy, she destroyed both of their souls, and they're gone.
Let me get some.
What you said, a gentle boy?
If a Jewish girl or a Jewish boy marries a Gentile,
what's a Gentile?
Non-Jew.
A non-Jew.
Non-Jew.
Oh, I don't know anything about
That's
you.
God's commandments. You're not allowed to do that. That's why the foreign Jews, they're in big trouble because they don't accept anything God said. Now wait a minute. Your mother wasn't a Jew, so you can marry whomever you want.
Let's go.
But their souls are
you
gone.
You guys are okay. Now wait a minute. Nobody here has any Native Indian blood. Is that correct?
Fuck no.
No.
I mean, it's okay. No.
Be careful.
Yeah, what is wrong with you, bro?
Okay,
No.
Native
I'm
Indian
Italian.
blood.
I'm Italian.
Well, I kind of figured that, but
The nose, right?
well, Italians did something very, very wonderful in World War II that no one tells you what they did. But I will tell you what they did. Ooh. Now, but if you had Native Indian, now if you dare marry a girl that's a Native Indian in any way, you got to remember this. Just remember, because you can get all the books that you want, because it's all on it. Last month, the Cherokee Indians told our government, it's time to tell the truth of what you did to us and who we are. See, they knew all along that all the Indians from Canada to South America, Apaches, Cherokee, whatever you want, they were all Jews. They were Jews.
The Native Americans were Jews?
All of them were Jews. They spoke a native Hebrew dialect. All of them did. They wore the tefillin, they wore the tzitzits, they wore the talits, they did everything. And the Cherokees were the Levites. They were the priests. They knew who they were. All those Indians who fought each other, once a year they came, the chiefs, to the Cherokees. They never killed Cherokees. They came, they had their big powwow. There's a certain holiday the Jews do today, which is the greatest holiday, the one that they're supposed to honor God on. And then they get together and do that. And then he goes into another TP. Once a year he goes in there, just like they did in the doggone temple. And he prayed to God for all of them and came out and blessed them, and they went home. But they were all Jews. And the Cherokees are telling our government, it's time to tell the truth what you did. So what happened? The first Thanksgiving, it wasn't when you see the picture of them having Thanksgiving eating. That wasn't Thanksgiving.
There was actually 2 Holocausts. There was the German one, and then the American Holocaust.
Well, if you want to call it that, yes, but that's not the one we're going to be discussing. Okay. But it was a Holocaust, if you want to say that.
Yeah.
So what happened? The next year, those pilgrims went to the Indians, and what happens? They told all the men, get out of the teepees, and when they did, they slaughtered them. The mamas and the children wouldn't leave, so they burned them all alive. And that's what they did to those Indians that saved them and helped them and everything. And then our government decided that every year we're going to send the army and kill an Indian tribe, wipe them off the face of the earth, and then we're going to thank God that we got rid of the heathens on this land that's going to be ours, and that was Thanksgiving. That's what Thanksgiving is all about. That's how it was established, killing all the Jews. But see, now the Cherokees are telling you, you knew we were Jews.
So I've been celebrating my people getting killed for 36 years.
Exactly what
it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Right.
They lied to us.
Yeah, well, let's move on. All right, so let's finish the story. So she knew that she couldn't marry a wicked king because she's Jewish and he's not, and God would kill her. And her uncle said, Mordecai said, don't worry about it. God said, just clear, marry him. And sure enough, all the Persians, they liked her a lot, and she was the one that he picked, and they would have picked her. But the problem is, she was put over here in a nice house and never saw him. He was in his castle with all his advisors because he was running the entire world. He didn't have time for a wife or nothing. So there he was, and she's sitting there all by herself. But she knew that day was coming when all the Jews were going to die. So she told all her friends and all her person, I have to go see him tomorrow, or in 3 days. I have to. Says, you can't, because if you go over there and you walk in the door, they have 2 guys that cut your head off. That's just the way it is, and the king can't stop it. And because that's a law of the land. She said, I'm going. So everyone prayed, and she goes, she's a little girl now. She's a little girl. She comes over there, and she's standing there, and she knows when she knocks on that door and it opens, if she steps in, there they are. And here's the king way down there talking to everybody. She knocked on the door, she walked in, here come the swords, and the king saw her, and he screamed and slammed his staff down, scared everybody to death. And he said, no, do not kill her. He just broke the law. Now they're livid. They're ready to kill him.
I'm just a question. Sorry.
Speak to me right now.
So earlier you said the Jews changed the Bible, which is blasphemy, right?
Oh yeah.
So, but
no, not the Jews. The Christians rewrote everything.
The Christians. So the Christians committed blasphemy.
You sure did. That book. If you put that book in your house, God said you're not allowed to have anything whatsoever that has to do with Baal worshiper, B-A-A-L.
Baal?
He's a Baal worshiper who hates Jews. Is that the vibe you're getting?
Are you kidding me?
I don't hate Jews. Hold on.
You're not getting that vibe? Why are you keep bringing up Jews?
6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. Yeah, I know. I don't hate Jews.
You gotta get serious here for a change. You get so many questions, we can't do all of them at once. But the Lord says that when the Messiah comes, that the whole world will be worshiping Baal. You're not supposed to be worshiping any god but him. But there's only 2 gods in the Bible, in the Torah. There's only 2. One of them is the God of Israel, and one of them is Baal. Who is Baal? He's the summation of all the foreign gods. Moloch, all these different gods, Dagon, all of them, they're called Baal. And they did call him Baal. So God says the whole world, except a few Muslims and the Orthodox. Of course, the regular Jews, they don't worship Baal. They want to worship the God of Israel, but they won't keep his covenant. But they're not Baal worshipers. So here's the deal. You don't want to be worshiping Baal. Get the heck out of a Christian church. I'll guarantee you, because it's 100% Baal. And because God told you who these 2 gods are. He told you very clearly who they are. See, it's very interesting. It's very simple. It ties into the book I was going to show you. Who is the God of Israel? We're going to talk in numbers, because God said that understanding is greater than wisdom, because understanding comes from the mouth of God. Understanding is number, wisdom is words. So he said numbers are more important than words. So nobody knows the language of number. I'm the only one that knows it. I don't know of. I have it over here. I know exactly what that language is. I found it. So
it's like what, like an ancient language?
Yes. And I know it's the right language because the ancient Zohar, which is the Kabbalah, they know that language very well, but they only know it in words. They don't realize that they don't have the number part, God's alpha and numeric. Anytime you have something alpha, there's a numeric that goes with it. But nobody has the numeric that goes with Kabbalah. I have it.
How did you find it?
Okay. Can we do that when I get over there?
Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry.
So Esther. So what did she do? She goes there. They didn't kill her. She goes up there, and now they're mad at the king because he broke his own law. He's not allowed to do that. They're very serious about that. And he said, "Why are you here, Esther?" He couldn't believe she took a risk. And he said, "Listen." And now everybody's listen. This is a little girl. Says, "Am I not married to you? You're my husband. And I never see you. I feel so bad because I can't be with you. I just sit over there in this house. I can't do anything. Would you please come and have supper with me tonight?" And it's dead quiet because now they're really mad at him because he didn't take care of his wife. That's how much they cared about wives. And he said, "Yes, I'll come. Bring Haman with you." Because that's the general. He'd be the next king. So he said, "No problem." So they went and ate, and then she said, "Come back tomorrow, and I'll tell you why." So they had 2 times. But the second time she came, here she is, serving the king and Haman. All of a sudden, she falls to the lap of the king, and she's crying and crying and crying. And the king grabbed her and said, "What is wrong? What's wrong, Esther?" And she looked at him with tears and said, "Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me." And he jumped up and said, "Who's going to kill you?" Because he started liking this girl a lot. As a matter of fact, together they had one child that was famous in the Bible. But anyway, so she comes and says, "You are. Who says you signed a decree that says all the Jews are going to die on this day, which is coming up in a few weeks, and I'm a Jew?" He screamed and went out on the balcony. He knew this one he couldn't change. She's dead. And he didn't know what to do. But decree, what decree? He turned around and asked, "What decree?" And he saw that Haman had really got upset, and he fell on top of her on the bed. And I don't know what that means, but that's all it says. So they grabbed him off, and the 2 adjutants that brought him there, they hated Haman. They said, "He, the one who had you sign that decree, that all the Jews are on this day," and everything. And he said, "Haman," they said, "Oh my gosh, hang him." So they hung the guy because he had built the gallows already to hang her uncle.
Yeah.
And now he's gone. But he couldn't do anything. She says, "Now what am I going to do? This decree is going to happen, whether I can't stop it." So they went down and got her uncle, who was down there outside in front of the gates, throwing ripping his hair out in dust and dirt and ashes the whole time, because he's praising God, "Please don't let anything happen to Esther." They brought him up, and he gave him Haman's positions. Now he was the highest man in all of Persia, other than the king. And he said, "Don't worry about it. All you got to do is make another decree saying the Jews can fight for themselves. Just do that and get it out there before they lost a lot of people. Not the Jews. They didn't lose anybody." So he made them the 2 highest people at the time. They were famous. So, but look, he said to her, said, "Esther, I will do. I love you so much, I'll give you half of my kingdom." She said, "I don't want your kingdom. I want you to hang the 10 sons of Haman." Same, Haman had 10 sons.
Hang Haman.
Hang the 10 sons of Haman.
Oh, yeah, the sons of Haman.
Okay, here we go. So here's what Esther wrote. By the way, when you write Hebrew, you're not allowed to have small or short letters, or big letters. If you do, you burn the whole scroll. It has to be the exact same size throughout the Torah. That's why that book is the most amazing book in the world. Can you imagine? They wrote all the prophets and everything, the Psalms, the Proverbs, everything exact same size with no mistakes. And whatever. Did you know that the one thing the Christians have done, they have killed over 600 million Jews so far. No one's killed that many Jews. Muslims, they've been around very long.
We're trying.
Well, I feel like I've been lied to. I've been lied
all
to.
have, I
But
guess.
they burn every single Bible and Talmud, which is the oral law. They burn as many as they can. You wouldn't believe you had the Crusades, you had the Inquisitions, you had World War II, you had it's unbelievable how many they burned. They can't stand the Torah, and they altered the whole thing. All right, so look what she did. She said the 10 sons of Haman, they're going to come back. They're going to come back as 300 barbarian tribes, be called Germania. Hitler will be the boss. They'll be blonde hair, blue-eyed. And she gave all of World War II right there 2,600 years ago.
Is that Hebrew?
So, yes. And all the Jews in Germany, but before the war started, that went reform, they knew exactly what was going to happen. Let me finish. Haman had one daughter. She committed suicide. Here are the 10 sons of Haman. They were all dead. So why did she say, I want, not you, king, I want God to hang them when they come back? So look what happened. 2,600 years ago later, after World War II, they hung all the people. I mean, they shot everybody in the Nuremberg trials. That was bad. But these 10 men, they stuck together, and it was easy to capture them.
Can I ask you a
This
question?
guy's name was Frick?
Yes.
Why do you think historically the Jews keep getting killed over and over again?
100%. It's very simple. It's the Torah.
Okay.
They hate the Torah. Remember, they were all given a chance to take the Torah on Mount Sinai. They said no.
So because they said no, they all had to die. Damn.
It's like
No.
it's like a ritual or something?
No. It was the Gentile nations that said no. God didn't kill them. Now, look, if a Jew worshiped Baal back then, they did in the first temple, God killed them, and millions of Jews died. But if a Gentile worships a Baal, God allows it, because they don't have the same soul as a Jew has, not by a long shot.
So what's wrong with what is different about their souls?
Their souls know the true God in heaven.
So the Jews are
Christians
better?
worship Jesus on the cross. That's Baal worship. The God of Israel created everything in 6 days. He's not part of creation. He's got hundreds of worlds he created. He's not a part of any of them. He's a spirit that no one knows who he is or what he is. So to think he's part of this creation is insane. And he says in his Torah, says, I am not of this world. I'm not a man. I'm not a creation at all. Well, the Christians say otherwise. They say, no, Jesus, he's God. No, he's not God. He's created on this earth. He walked the earth. Everyone saw him. He died on a cross. God didn't die. God didn't do anything. He created everything. What's as important is you need to know the definition of the two gods. And you'll know immediately that this can't be Christian.
Isn't Moloch an evil god?
Yeah. He's one of Baal.
Oh, okay, and then
All those are called Baal.
and then worshiping Baal is evil.
He's very evil.
So
You're not allowed to worship anything but God of Israel while you're on this earth. You don't have to be a Jew. You listen to me. There is so much good to this. You haven't heard about what's going to happen to Gentiles. It's unbelievable. You haven't heard. You say, well, the Gentiles, the Jews are so much better than us. No, that's not how God does. Only Christians say that. But that's not what God said. So I'll tell you what he said. So you guys are just as precious as anybody on the earth, especially since you're young and you've already got a wife. But you need to find that girl or have her let her find you.
well, I am 20% Jewish from Russia.
That might be good.
Now, wait a
enough.
minute, where did this come from? Did he say that out there?
No?
No, it's just like he's mostly Italian.
I'm mostly
his
Italian.
last name and everything was
Italian's not a religion.
I'm 20%.
Jews, anybody can be a Jew in any nation, but how do you know that you have Jewish blood?
I took a DNA test
And what did it say?
that I'm 27% Jewish.
Ashkenazi or Sephardic or what?
I don't know. It's from like Russia.
Okay, you're Ashkenazi. If it said 27%, you're a lot of Jew. Usually it's only about 0.05% or 0.06.
You're good.
But if you got 27, it wasn't too long ago that whoever was in your family quit being a Jew. This is recent.
Yeah, it's a recent. I guess I'm recently not a Jew, but
Okay.
wait, is my soul?
Listen to me. You're a Jew for the rest of your life. You cannot erase it. There's nothing you can do about it. You're a Jew.
All right.
Since your parents quit,
Dude.
since your parents quit honoring God and doing it, then you will be judged as a Gentile, and that's too bad, because if you were a Jew when you died, you won't believe what's going to happen to the Jews when they die. And all the Gentile nations are going to say, I want to be a Jew now, I'll make convert, and God's going to say, no, it ain't going to happen.
So am I fucked?
Unless,
It's the best thing.
are y'all paying attention to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you paying attention?
Yes.
Yes.
Unless you're a righteous Gentile. And see, you don't know what that is. The Gentiles don't even know. I will tell you what that is. Because then you'll be with Israel for eternity and without converting. All right, so here we go.
So am I going to hell, or I'm still confused because my parents are like.
Look, if you want to go to hell, ask God. Say, please, I don't want to go.
No, I don't want to go to hell, but I'm only.
Why would you ask me a question like that? How would I know who's going to heaven or hell?
I don't know. I mean, because it said if you marry a non-Jewish a person, then you're
you're just like him. Your family quit being Jewish as far as playing the game.
Only one side.
So all the children now will be considered Gentiles.
which is bad.
Which, no, you can marry anybody you want.
Okay.
Ball lovers are.
But you're better off if you can find a girl and marry her and go back to Judaism. You're better off.
Okay.
But right now, no. See, I didn't know. I did DNA. 2 rabbis showed up here, Orthodox rabbis. Since World War II, Orthodox rabbis have never been in a Holocaust museum. They're not allowed. Reform, all the rest of them, they don't care. They just go. They are not allowed. It's a grave sin for an Orthodox Jew to go into a Holocaust museum. I've had 3 in this museum. The only museum in the world that ever had a Holocaust. Why? Because they stood out there and wouldn't talk. Somebody sicked them on me. They wanted to know who I was. A rabbi over there in El Paso. He called 2 rabbis from New York, all in New York, come down and found out me. When I saw them out there, I said, are you guys Orthodox? And they said, yes. They said, I don't have any pictures of women being killed and murdered in my museum. They came right in, because that's why God said no. That's how important women are. God said the most precious thing he'll ever create, ever on this earth, is a young girl. And why is she precious? Because she's going to marry her soulmate and save his soul. And he needs that soulmate, which is you guys. It's very, very important that you marry that girl and get the blessings that he has for you, because those blessings are like something you're never going to dream possible.
Yeah. We got some phone calls we got to make after this.
I don't know any Jewish girls.
Bless you. It doesn't have to be a Jew. Marry your soulmate.
And make her Jewish later.
Oh, I got it.
If you married a girl that was a Gentile, and she knew, and she studied the Torah all on her own, and she would say to you, see, now it's easy for a Jew to convert. It is. It's the man's the problem. Why? Because those 613 commandments, the men have to keep it. Mm. The women don't have to. Why? God knows they do it in their heart without even the 10 commandments. That's why a woman is that special. Now, remember, they're going to be elevated even in the world to come. The woman's going to be elevated above everybody. She already is, but that's going to be something else. Now, look, this is a little girl. Remember what I'm telling you. These 10 men, they didn't run. They grabbed them. They saved them till the very end, after they shot everybody. And they said to them, we're going to hang y'all. And they said, you can't hang us. We're the greatest Aryan race. You can't hang us. You got to shoot us like everybody else. And Goring was alive then. Goring said, you can't kill them. They are the greatest. No. Goring realized it ain't going to happen. He committed suicide. All right, now watch what happened. That was the only daughter of Haman. She committed suicide. Goring committed suicide, and he had female clothing on his uniform the entire war.
Question.
I
don't know anything about the lore of Jewishness. So
lore is not the word.
I just don't know any. So Ashkenazi and Orthodox. What's the difference?
Kind of Jewish sects.
What's the differences?
What they believe, what the Torah tells them. They make up their own rules. Just like different churches, they make up their own rules.
But
Jews are the same thing.
None of them are inherently one's not better than the other.
Well, I'll give you my opinion. I don't like the Ashkenazi.
What?
Because what they did to the Jews at the end of the war.
All right, so I am fucked.
That's the only thing I have to say again.
So I'm fucked.
I knew you were.
I'm Gentile and Ashkenazi.
No, don't say that word. This is a Holocaust museum. This is a holy place. You don't go saying that.
Sorry.
That is a no-no. Okay, now Those two rabbis said, go do DNA. Why? Because you're a Jew. I said, who? No, I'm not. Yes, you are. I said, now, wait a minute, just a second. I'm not going to argue with a rabbi. I mean, you got something you don't want to do. I said, what makes you think that? You wouldn't have this museum unless you were a Jew. God would never allow that. And your parents, more than likely, what are their names? Give your mother's name. When Henry and I started telling my grandmother, they're all Jews. They're all names, Jewish names. He said, and by the way, the fact that they didn't change their name and they kept it Jew, that is amazing. So I did 23andMe, and they told me when we had 23andMe, they told me to go do it. I did, and sure enough, my mama evidently was Ashkenazi Jew. But she never told anybody. She died, I don't think she even knew it. She died